Welcome back to Startup Street. India's $130 billion lifestyle market, with fashion accounting for almost 80% and the rest beauty and personal care, is expected to grow at 10 to 12% CAGR to reach $210 billion over the next 5 years. And India's ELifestyle market is poised to grow from $16 to $17 billion in 2023 to $40 to $45 billion in 2028. Now, these are among the findings from a study by Bain Company and Myntra. And to take us through the key findings, joining me now are Shyam, Unnikrishnan, partner Bain Company, and Nandita, Sinha, the CEO at Myntra. Nandita and Shyam, welcome to Startup Street. Shyam, let me quickly start with you. Like I just mentioned, India's e-lifestyle market is poised to reach $40 to $45 billion, in 2028. Tell us what factors will enable this growth. What will be the tailwinds?
Thanks, Shruti. The online penetration of the lifestyle market in India is at 13% today, which is only a third of what we see in more developed markets. And by 2028, we anticipate this will grow up to about 20%. And there are three key drivers. First is around macroeconomic tailwinds. As India becomes the world's third largest economy, we will see a significant increase in discretionary income, which in turn will lead to high spending in lifestyle categories. Second is a structural shift in consumer base and preferences, especially the rise of the fashion-forward Gen Z shoppers and a growing preference for organized retail channels. And the third will be supply-side innovations, so things like trend-first fashion, tech-enabled seamless discovery and shopping experiences, faster delivery times, etc., which will enhance the overall consumer value proposition.
All right, thanks for that, Shyam. Nandita, let me now come to you. India's e-lifestyle market has come of age in the last few years. It has a diverse shopper base. In fact, another prominent trend driven by online platforms today is the rise of the trend-first fashion market in India. We're seeing a large width of assortment and faster refresh cycles. If you could elaborate on this trend and take us through the kind of potential it has going forward.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shruti, for having us here today. And you're right. I think the Indian e-commerce e-lifestyle market is actually going through a change. And a large part of this change is shown in the faster refresh cycles and wider assortment. A big driving factor of this is actually the rise of the Gen Z shopper. Today, 60 million e-lifestyle shoppers are shopping in India. And if you look at these shoppers, one very, very prominent thing stands out, that 25% of these shoppers are actually buying the insurgent or digital first brands. And they buy almost 8 to 9 times, which is more than what their millennial counterparts are doing. Okay. And therefore, there is happening a market shift towards brands which are catering to this faster refresh cycle and more trend first assortment. On the supply side also, if you look at the insurgent or the digital first brands, these 50% of them actually come from the lifestyle category. So whether it's fashion or beauty, etc. So if you look at it both on the supply and the demand side, there is a flywheel which is setting in, where customers who are Gen Z customers are seeking more and more trend first fashion. They're adopting the insurgent digital first brands. And these brands are actually making up for a large part of the, this trend towards digital first brands, which is driving wide assortment and trend first shopping. So that's really what is driving the change in the Indian fashion ecosystem. Okay. And like I said, online platforms have the ability to present the best wide assortment for these customers.
Absolutely. Shyam, coming back to you, last year more than 175 million customers across India shopped for lifestyle online, transacting 6 to 7 times annually on average. If you could give us a breakdown of the online Indian shopper today, what are they looking for? What is the duration of their purchase? How much money are they really spending? And who is transacting frequently?
Absolutely, Shruti. So let me, touch upon a few interesting aspects. First is, lifestyle is truly a gateway category for online retail. So about 40 to 45% of first-time online shoppers buy a lifestyle product as their first ever purchase. Interestingly, in lifestyle, shoppers browse a lot. So on an average, we see that they browse 25 to 30 products before making a purchase. And images and influencer videos play a very effective role in converting these shoppers. We've also seen that over the years, consumers have become a lot more engaged. So over the last 2 years, for example, we see a 20% increase in daily active users. And we also see that they are making quicker decisions. So a 10% reduction in the time spent per purchase, but the conversion has gone up by 80 basis points. As Nandita was saying, the other interesting aspect is how diverse consumer micro segments are coming a lot more salient. For example, if you look at it, 2 in 3 shoppers today are from beyond the top 50 cities in India. 1 in 2 shoppers have household income less than 10 lakh rupees. And 1 in 3 shoppers, as Nandita mentioned, are Gen Z shoppers who buy more often but spend lesser in each transaction. But over the next 5 years, as you can imagine, with a lot of the Gen Z being in their first or potentially their second jobs, they have higher purchasing power, and we expect that contribution to materially increase.
Absolutely. Okay, Nandita, let us now talk about global brands. You know, India has been a core market for top global brands. 90% of the top 50 global brands are already present in India. And according to your report, half of these brands have over $30 million in revenue from India operations. Do you see this momentum continue?
Absolutely, Shruti, this momentum will continue and largely driven by the fact that young India is increasingly becoming more aspirational. And this aspiration is actually fueled by global trends, by social media. So whatever is happening globally on the fashion scene is available as an inspiration on the fingertips of this young Indian consumer. This, availability of global brands is now filling the aspiration and availability gap for these consumers. I think, like Shyam said already, that the interesting part is that these global brands are not only growing in the top metro cities or tier 1 cities, but it is actually quite uniform. Their growth is uniform, and you're seeing customers and growth happening in the tier 2 cities also of India. So, driven by the aspiration and availability, this trend will continue to grow.
Okay. Shyam, let me come back to you. And if you could quickly talk to us about the greater role of technology in bolstering India's position as a fashion sourcing destination for brands. How has technology played a role in enhancing manufacturing capabilities, faster GTM, and in controlling costs and agility?
Absolutely. So more global brands are sourcing a meaningful part of their assortment in India. Technology, as you mentioned, plays a very crucial role. And I'll give a couple of examples. First is how brands are leveraging AI to spot emerging trends, and they accelerate the time from concept to market. What used to take about 3 to 4 months can now be achieved in less than a month. A second use case is once the products are listed on the platform, brands utilize advanced data sciences models to predict which styles are likely to become bestsellers. And then these insights are seamlessly communicated to the factories through integrated tech systems, enabling immediate commencement of production without any delays. So these innovations enhance the manufacturing capabilities in India, speed up the go-to-market strategy, and massively improve cost efficiency and agility.
All right. On that note, I'll have to wrap up this conversation. Thank you so much, Shyam and Nandita, for joining us on Startup Street and decoding your latest report.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, on that note, we're going to wrap up this edition of Startup Street. From Shruti, Arundhati and me, it's a goodbye. But stay with CNBC TV 18. More news and updates will continue on the other side.